Hey guys, it's Dude. Now, earlier this month, Nintendo actually invited me to go to their Christmas event or Christmas party to come along and chill out with a bunch of other creators to play a bunch of Nintendo Switch 2 titles, eat some good food, play a few tournaments, and a bunch of different stuff. Now, you're probably watching and you're probably just like, oh, what even happens at a Nintendo Christmas party or Nintendo Christmas event? I didn't even know those existed. I didn't know either until they invited me. So coming into this event, I decided to vlog it just to show my experience of all the stuff that happens inside it and, just to, document some cool memories. So sit back, enjoy the Christmas vibes, and I'll show you guys this Christmas Nintendo event. So coming into the venue, we are greeted by this massive Christmas tree with a bunch of Nintendo, ornaments on the tree itself. You have a cardboard cutout of Peach, just saying, yo, I'm so glad that you're here. And of course you got a Chikorita plushie, which actually is notable for some part later in the video as well, so it's a good thing we got a picture of that. And of course you got Happy Holidays, Nintendo wrapping paper, presents, just boxes and all that. Now when we entered the venue, everyone was given this map just to show where everything was, and on it had a mini quest of 5 different things we had to do. Every single time we would complete a quest in a different area, we would obtain a sticker, which will allow us to get a cool parting gift filled with a bunch of Nintendo stuff. So while I'm here coming on my ones, I might as well do it, right? So the first challenge was to play a game with mouse control using the Joy-Con 2 controller, and I found the perfect game for this: Fortnite. As you can see, I am extremely determined to play Fortnite with the Joy-Con 2 controller. Now, I played a round of Fortnite using the Joy-Con 2 controller on Nintendo Switch 2, and it was somewhat doable. I've said it before that using the Joy-Con 2 controllers for mouse control is a little bit awkward for myself. I usually just prefer to use a regular mouse, but you know what? We made it work. So after a round of Fortnite, I realized I didn't read the challenge correctly. I actually had to play Metroid Prime 4 with mouse controls instead. It wasn't actually Fortnite. There was also Apex Legends there, but I actually just played a round of Fortnite for nothing. So yeah, I mean, I said, you just had to play a game, but I made that mistake. Either way, this is me showing off this mouse map, this Metroid Prime 4 mouse map, which I thought was pretty cool. And of course, this is just the opening cutscene of Metroid Prime 4. You can actually see that it's playing in 120 frames per second as well, so I thought that was also pretty cool. And I felt like, I might as well just give it a go, because I was just like, what else, what am I gonna do? Am I just gonna sit down and just not do anything? I'm gonna do these challenges, I'm gonna play some games, and I'm gonna enjoy myself in some way or another. So I feel like the best way is just to go ahead and play some games, play some Metroid Prime 4, just play it with the mouse. Now, after some time playing some Metroid Prime 4, I just felt like, really, I actually don't think this mouse control thing is actually for me. And I was like, what if I tried gyro again? Would the gyro still work for Metroid Prime 4? Could I just make it work? And indeed I did. I actually played around with the settings a little bit and figured out a way to make gyro control work just like how it would on Splatoon, and it felt extremely comfortable. So I just kind of found myself playing Metroid Prime 4 for maybe 10 or 15 minutes. So much so that one of the reps, the Nintendo reps, said oh, dude, you're probably playing this game a little too long. I'm going to have to kindly ask you to actually let some other people play, because of course there was 250 people in this event. So I was just like, yeah, maybe I was playing Metroid Prime for a little too long. But I mean, I got quite far actually. Well, not really that far, but just decently far, more farther than most other people that were actually there, because I definitely was there for 30-40 minutes. So, but I was having a good time. And if you guys want to actually see me play Metroid Prime 4, maybe on a stream of someday, playing with gyro control, let me know in the comments section below. Maybe I might do that. But I was having a good time. I was just enjoying the controls, looking at the scenery and all that jazz. And eventually we did obtain the mouse control precision sticker, which was very important. Even though that we didn't do it that much, we played more so with gyro control. So it was a good time despite that. Now the next challenge was the Power Up Your Play challenge. So pretty much we had to play either Donkey Kong Bonanza, the DLC, Outlaws, Assassin's Creed, Silk Song, or Cyberpunk. I decided to play Donkey Kong Bonanza because I haven't played the DLC just yet, and I just wanted to give it a try, since I might actually try to get it at some point. So on top of that, there was this 360 video showcase area that we also had to do to obtain the sticker as well. So I was just like, I might as well, a bunch of other people are doing it, I might as well get myself in there too. So I got myself in there, and here's the video.
Oh my god, bro.
Oh hell no, man. What the fuck?
Yes, bro, like I quite literally did not know what to do. Like I was just kind of standing there, I was looking at the ceiling, and I don't know, I low-key made it look like I was aura farming when I was doing it unintentionally, so it is what it is. A bunch of other people were like moving and dancing inside it and all that, but yeah, man, this is just me holding my vlogging camera, so yeah, cool video. Either way, downstairs we go. This event had 2 floors to it, and pretty much everything was in many different areas, so you know, I'm just gonna walk down these stairs and move on to my next area, which was the relax anytime, adventure anywhere area, or in other words, the chill zone. It was actually quite a nice area, and I spent quite a lot of time in this specific spot, mainly because the entire venue was quite, you know, there was a lot of people, there's, you know, a lot of conversations going down, it was quite loud at some points, but then you just had this one area that was just like kind of just away from everything, so it just allowed you just kind of just, you know, chill out, just like play some games, just enjoy the vibes, and you know, I spent like maybe a good 40 minutes to an hour in this one area. But also, this area had a specific challenge to it, and the challenge we had to do is to find the 3 Pokemon plushies that are scattered around the venue. Now, you saw the Chikorita at the start, which was actually one of them. I also have footage of this Tepig that I also found just kind of hiding under a curtain. And I'm going to assume the third was a Totodile, which I never found. But fortunately, to also obtain the sticker, all you have to do is just play a game for 15 minutes. I just decided to play some Mario Kart for 15 minutes, do a cup, and just, you know, just chill for a little bit. Now, there was also this one area where you could play your favorite upgraded games, which had Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, so on and so forth. I didn't vlog much of it, but I did do it, so I did obtain a sticker for this. Now, after all that, we have obtained 4 of the 5 stickers that we needed. So in this room that we're currently in is the social play / tournament zone. And the tournaments that they were running, one earlier in the day was the Kirby Air Riders tournament, a Street Fighter tournament, a FIFA tournament, and of course, a Mario Kart World Tournament. Now, I haven't played Kirby Air Riders, I haven't played Street Fighter, and I'm definitely not playing FIFA. So your boy decided to enter the Knockout Tour Mario Kart World Tournament, where there'll be 5 heats and only top 2 advance. So to make it to the finals, I had to make sure that I place either first or second out of the 12 other creators. By the way, entering a tournament is actually how I get the last sticker, just so that you guys know. But going into this tournament, this is Heat 1, I had to make sure to pull out the main cheap, and I put my dude in the baby blooper because that was the best card that was actually displayed, at least on my console. Now, like I said, I went to this event by myself, so I didn't have anyone to actually record me playing as I was here. So instead, I recreated what I remember happening in the first heat. Now, going into this race, we were playing on the Blue Show Knockout Tour track, and out of the 12 creators that were playing, I think maybe about 9 people had baby bloopers, including myself, so I felt like a lot of these players were all on the same wavelength. They know that the baby blooper is that card, considering the Rob Hog was not available in the tournament, but we all knew that we had to use the next best thing if we're trying to win. Now, for the first half of the race, I was just playing pretty much mostly in the pack. I was chilling around 16th to 12th for most of the race, basically just bagging and just like trying to get items, just to make sure that I had some items just to cut through any big shortcuts. I felt like most of the time I was getting gold mushrooms and triple shrooms, and it was very helpful just so that I wouldn't fall behind too much. On the second checkpoint of my race, I burnt it all and made it up to 3rd place at least, which at this point, all the creators were still in the race. I mean, most of the CPUs were basically dropping like flies. But noticeably, there were so many red shells, so many green shells being tossed, and I felt a lot of the time I was just getting hit by multiple shells over and over again. It actually made me fall back a little bit, and the pack was actually quite close to each other. So I had to resort to bagging a little bit more to get some shroom items or some speed items. Fast forward to the top 8, which I fortunately made it to, which had some close calls. It was coming towards the final turn, and the majority of players were pretty much bunched up next to each other. To stay in the race, I needed to get 4th or better, and at the second last item box cycle, I was pretty much in 8th place. But I had got incredibly lucky because I pulled a shock. And I decided to use it at the last item pool because I had triple shrooms to basically just boost past everyone, which pretty much guaranteed myself to enter the last lap in 1st place. From this point, I was playing Wario's Shipyard or Galleon, doing all the tricks and shortcuts, and just maintaining my lead really well to actually place 1st in my heat. I have to say I got extremely lucky, and I have to thank Cheep Cheep because he's never failed me before ever in any race ever. So that was cool. That means I was among the first 2 that qualified for grand finals. And considering it was the first heat, I had to kill an hour and 30 minutes until the grand finals started. So let's go have some food and snacks. I mean, pretty much all throughout the day, there was a bunch of staff just serving up all kinds of Christmas food. They had these really, really nice sausage rolls. They had these stuffed turkey sandwich things. They had these like burger things that I really wanted and I didn't get to see or have, but I was pretty much just taking all the snacks that are offered because, you know what, why not? You know, if it's there, you gotta eat it. I also got myself this dessert that had this like chocolate, like truffle thing or flake thing. It had like a little Nintendo Switch 2 button on it as well. And I walked around, looked at some trees, and looked at the star tree thing, which was pretty cool. And, you know, had a bunch of other Nintendo ornaments all over the tree as well. So it's just, you know, completely Nintendo decorated Christmas tree. So I had to get it on camera. It looked pretty cool. It had a bunch of Marios on it, a bunch of Yoshis on it, and a bunch of cardboard Peach cutouts all over it too. So, you know, just had to show it off. So a bit of time passed and the grand finals was finally due. Now again, I logged into my trusty main, Cheap, also having to use the baby blooper again. I mean, normally I use the hot rod, but, you know, had to use the baby blooper again. And it was the same case going into this race too, because everyone was running a baby blooper. So going into the grand finals, this race started and it was, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, there really isn't much to say about this grand final race. I think coming up to the first checkpoint, I was placed in 2nd place, and I'm not too sure what was happening behind me, but at some point there were 2 gold shells that were just pretty much thrown in front of me that allowed me to gain 20 coins really, really early on. I was pretty much stealing all the coins so no one could get them. I was also lucky enough to have a shroom in 1st place when I passed the first checkpoint, where someone had thrown a blue shell, which I was able to dodge. And right after that, I got a megaphone, so I had that for a good amount of time to protect myself from the next blue shell. But passing through the 2nd checkpoint, I just started gaining a whole ton of speed, and it just seemed like I was pulling further and further and further away, where there was just such a gap from myself and 2nd place where it didn't feel like anyone could actually catch me. The recreation doesn't do it justice because of how CPUs are, but just know, looking on the minimap, the gap may have been 3 times as long. When I was going through the San Francisco Bridge, or I guess the Crown City Bridge, I pretty much knew that, yeah, I pretty much won the race. Like, even at this point, if someone threw a blue shell, it didn't even matter at all. I was too far away from everyone else, which I generally don't know how. Like, I feel like what had happened was, I guess everyone behind me was fighting each other, which in effect slowed everyone else down, but I was kind of just left to drive alone for free. So we get to the final checkpoint. It's Great Question Mark Block Ruins. I definitely felt it wouldn't be right if I didn't pull off all the cool strats that are on this map. You already know your boy had to do the thing, so I did the thing, the cool strat, you know, that everyone used to talk about when the game came out. And then I won the race, which led to me winning the tournament. Like I said, Cheap has never failed me before. So for winning the tournament, Nintendo actually gave me this really cool Christmas present, which I have decided not to open until Christmas Eve. And I'll stream myself opening it on this day, so look out for that. But either way, this was what happened at the Nintendo Christmas party in the UK. It was a great time. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Nintendo UK, for inviting me to come up to this event. And thank you very much, everyone, for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this, like, little vlog. And yeah, look out for more if I get invited to do cool stuff or just want to vlog different things. So I appreciate you all. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. This was the Nintendo Switch 2 Holiday Showcase, and I shall see you guys in a future video.